All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to A1 Battle Talk. Yeah, it's a lot to talk about today. But before we get started, definitely got to say a big RIP to the legend DMX. Um, Very sad news. I guess this was cushioned a little bit just because he was in the hospital for so many days. So I think a lot of us started preparing, but it's a sad situation overall, very sad. Um, I remember the first time I heard DMX, I was like, "Yo, who's this?" I'm like, "This dude is different." I believe the first time I heard him was on Money, Power, Respect, the that Lock song, right, with Lil Kim. And when his verse came on, I was like, "Who's this?" I'm like, "This dude nasty." And then went from that to I heard "Get at Me, Dog," then "Dark and Hell is Hot." Um, Classic album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, came out later on in the year. The first rapper with two platinum albums in 1 year. Just a legend, so creative, style so different, had a unique style of his own. He's going to be missed, and I just got to start off like that. Do you want to say anything about X?
First off, rest in peace, X. I wasn't in the generation that listened to X. So the first time I heard DMX was in Like Mike on a soundtrack. Uh, Up and y'all gonna make me lose my mind, that song. So I, there's some legends that I have gone back to. DMX wasn't one of them, but for sure, rest in peace. It was definitely sad to see the news. I know he's one of the more influential people, one of the more influential artists, and a lot of people definitely resonated with him. Even saw K Shine's video. He was definitely torn up about that. So I want to say big rest in peace and prayers for all the family.
Right. X meant a lot to people in my generation, especially if you was a hip hop head growing up. Like I said, his style was just so unique. Everybody wanted to do the X voice, and his whole story is so sad. If the rumors are true, because the stories coming out about how initially he got addicted, and that's just so messed up.
That story is crazy.
Yeah, if that's true, if somebody really did, um, lace his joint in, that's how you end up getting addicted. I mean, that's super foul. That's super foul, and that just shows that you really have to be careful of the people you around, and you have to teach your children that from a young age. Even when they're young, because people do grimy stuff for no reason, man. Like that's just crazy, but. Yeah, man, this is just a sad situation with X. Watching these battles, just talking about battle rap is a little cheer you up a little bit, even though the super fight event wasn't the best event, it still, raised my spirits a little bit. Just having some good old fashioned hip hop.
For sure, definitely. Big
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Hold on for 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Literally, you could time it. You could say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll be back. All right. There we go. There we go. I'm back at y'all. Like I never left. Anyway, so super fight event. What was your overall feelings on the event as a whole?
Going into it, I wasn't impressed by the card. I thought it was a decent card. URL is in a space monetarily where they can afford to have a card every week or two. So I'm not mad that they threw this card. Uh, None of these battles were battles that I wanted to see, but I still tuned in. Uh, some of them I lost focus. I'm gonna be real. I did sleep during the event, but I definitely woke up to see Geechi and Math. That was one that I put money on, and yeah, it that that turned out well. I heard good things about JC and Nunna. Didn't hear good things about Big T, Bill, and Dot and Squeako. But overall, it was an event. I didn't expect too much going into it.
Right. Well, I was looking forward to Geechi versus Math. I'm actually a big Math fan. I'm a big fan of Geechi Gotti as well. So that battle I was definitely looking forward to. I was also looking forward to Danny and Suge, but of course that didn't happen, unfortunately. So it is what it is. It seemed like every event, at least one battle don't go down, right? Or something have to get changed. That how will be happening. But I got another question for you, Ada.
Yep.
Now, what do you value more? Determination or trust? Ah! Serious.
Dot. Okay, first of all, we're in the caffeine era, small room, so it's not going to go over well just in general with that. But even with big crowds, I've never been a Dot fan.
I see what it is. You must value trust over determination. That's what it is. That's the problem right there. You trust too much and you don't have enough determination.
I've determined that he doesn't rhyme. That's what I determined.
Who's that?
I said I determined that he doesn't rhyme.
Like, Dot is, you know what, though, for me, Dot obviously is not a good lyricist. But he is entertaining. And I like the fact he embraced the reaches, right? Well, he calls himself the reach god. that's taking ownership of everything. So like I don't know, Dot is entertaining. Like the way he just like he set up his bars. Once these battles drop on the app, we'll get more in depth with the Zach like bars and everything. But he did have a nice little foster care thing with Raised to 9. But hey, you can't be Yanni. That's I say again.
He's gonna have one of those
determination.
He's gonna have.
Huh?
He's gonna always have one of those. Oh, okay, that was a good bar.
Right. When he have a good bar, that means determination over trust. What that means? It means Dot. That's what it means. But
I'm glad.
Squeako, I mean, it wasn't a good battle. Squeako, he had a major slip up in the second round. He has some stuff here and there, but overall, it wasn't a good battle. But keep in mind, this was a late edition. I think they only had about a week to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave him a little bit of slack of that with that. Same thing with the Big K clone battle, being that was last minute. They only have a week. I mean, it'd be hard to write 3 rounds because that's a lot of bars.
Yes.
3 bars. I mean, 3 rounds, and then remembering it too. You got to remember 3 rounds and spit it out. That's a lot. So I'm going to give them a little bit of slack just because of that. But it's just as far as entertainment goes. I mean, that was kind of entertaining to me, just because the way he rhymes is funny. But like, it wasn't a great battle. Nah.
And I've never been the biggest lyricist guy, but just when I hear Dot, like he's not rhyming, it messes my ears up. Like it's really So I can't help it. But as far as short-term notice goes, I feel like when battlers have under 14 days to prepare, or under 10 days to prepare, I'd say the time limit should be under 2 minutes. 1:30, 2 minutes at the most, but they don't have to. I don't think it would be a good idea to make them actually have a real long battle, because I mean that opens up more chances for them to choke, for them to have awkward performances, a lot of filler.
Yeah, and back in the day, it could even be a 1-round battle. Like because I don't know how long you've been watching URL, but when B Magic was supposed to battle Bricks, This was back when B Magic and John was in the PGs, way back then, right? Now, for some reason, Brisk couldn't do it. John took his place. Instead of having a 3-round battle, they made it a 1-rounder. And that was a dope battle.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best PG battles ever. B Magic and John. That's like one of the reasons John got his major buzz because he did his thing in the B Magic battle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know the culture right now changed so much, frown on 1-round battles. But like I think if it's a 1-week notice, a 1-rounder might be better than to have a full 3-round battle. Just my opinion.
It even does favors for their stock.
Mm-hmm.
People's stock don't really drop with a 1-rounder unless they get bodied. If they get bodied, then it's gonna drop. But 1-rounders, it reduces the chances of choking, and it allows people to really clear out all the filler and really put the best name flips and material for that specific opponent.
Right.
There should be more 1-rounders, especially on URL.
Right. In general, I wouldn't want a lot of one round battles, but like in a short notice situation, I'd rather that than a 3-round battle where there's a high chance because they didn't have enough time that they might choke or you get a lot of filler material. But that's just me.
Fans can latch on to a battler off of a 1-rounder. Of course, John is one of the greatest examples, but even somebody like Don Marino, that Gates of the Garden, they do a lot of 1-rounders. And somebody like Don Marino, his whole career skyrocketed 1,000% because of that chess battle, 1-round battle. So you get 1-rounders should be implemented more often, especially in cases where there's a short amount of prep time.
I agree. So, like I said, not much to talk about with that battle. Then it went from that to JC versus Nunna. I know you didn't get a chance to see that battle, right? Or you saw it first.
See it fully.
Yeah. Okay. So with that battle, that was a fire battle. Some people think it's the battle of the night. It's debatable between that and Geechi and Math, but they both came out and did their thing. Now, originally, I wasn't a big fan of Nunna. I actually didn't. I thought Nunna wasn't that good when I seen him versus Av. I think that's the first battle I've seen of his. I thought Av smoked him.
Yeah.
But I'm actually became a Nunna fan during the last Ultimate Madness tournament. Like, and I was surprised because, like I said, I wasn't a fan of him, but like he won me over during that tournament. He had some really good performances. His battle versus Mr. Ravy that might be his best performance. He was like he was turning up in that battle with Mr. Wavy. I like his style right now. I like he direct, but he have quotables. JC was JC. JC, whether it's a big name, mid name, lower name, he turns up. And the argument could be made he does better against battlers where their status is a lot less than his. So, because that's what Jay-Z is good at. He's good at talking down to people.
Yeah, he is.
So he did his thing too. I had JC winning this battle 2-1. I gave JC the first and the third. I gave Nunna the second, even though I liked JC's second round, but he had a few stumbles in there. No chokes, but just a few stumbles. He wasn't completely clean. And Nunna was saying some ish in there, So that was a great battle. I can't wait till that drop again. Because the way I look at these battles, right, when I initially watched them on Caffeine, I know some people that review, they want to write down notes. But for me, if I'm too focused on writing down notes, I'm not enjoying the battle and I'm missing the next line that coming. So I do the notes when they drop it on the app. And I, rewind it and do all that stuff. But live, actually watching it live, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm trying to enjoy the battle so I can get the feel of it.
Yeah.
And then once the battle, we can go through the bars. Yeah. So I had JC 2-1. And what do you think about the criticism of JC taking these smaller names? Um, do you think that's just a bad brand decision?
Yes, based off of what he said he wanted, it isn't smart for him to do what he's doing. He uh, went back on his word when he told everybody that he would only battle with Eclipse, Surf, and Verb. I mean that's not true. Uh, Deluxe battle, I don't know how
Yeah,
that's gonna happen anytime soon.
I doubt
Uh,
it.
it may never happen. You would yeah, that would have to be a complete change in like career trajectory. It seems like he really likes battle rap money, you know, so it's gonna be tough for him to stop taking those quick checks for smaller names. But if you want to build some aura and build some fan anticipation, if I were him, you know,
You know what? It's hard for me to say unless I know how much he's getting paid for these type of battles. Like I don't have that information. Like so, I don't know.
mhm.
If he's getting paid a decent amount of money, do your thing. Can never tell nobody not to get their bread. Especially if they bring in the heat. But I don't know. I guess if you want a trajectory to battle somebody like Lux, um, I don't think these battles hurt him because usually smoke these people that he
Yeah,
battles.
usually, right.
But that's just the angle people use against them. The angle is not that he so much battle these lower tiers to get him out of here. It's like sometimes when he have the bigger battles, it didn't go his way. Like when he had all that momentum, he battled T Top. That was a major momentum
Yeah,
stopper.
that was a roadblock, and then with the
And then
twerk
after that, I think it was the Torque battle that he ended up
twerk
losing.
battle was a month later, and that oof.
But that was a fire battle. The thing is, JC wasn't whack against Torque. It just Torque. That was to me. That might be Torque's best performance.
Yeah, top three at least could be
At
better. Yeah,
least top three at a minimum. Torque was that small intestine line. Oh my god, that's one of the best. That's one of the best battle rap bars ever.
you see what I'm holding on my waist? I wet up every dry spot you be controlling with your pace.
Torque, Torque was wild in that
Yeah,
battle.
he was.
JC was fired too, and then I think after that he had to battle with Geechi, which is very debatable. You could say either or, like you can make an argument for Geechi, you can make an argument for JC, but if you make the argument for Geechi, that's like multiple battles in a row. So it's too bad because he just came from like clearly beating Rum Nitty
Yeah,
on,
that was a big win for JC. I'm telling you.
on Summer Madness. But hopefully it get there. But like deluxe battle, I don't know, because so many other people then jumped over him. Now when it comes to that battle, people rather see Lux and B Dot. People rather see Lux and DNA now.
Yeah,
Even people is talking about Danny Myers and Lux more than JC and Lux right now.
mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know. So off that battle though, the next battle, I think you missed this one too, was Big T and Bill Collector. Not going to spend too much time on this. Um, Pretty disappointing battle. Bill Collector wasn't prepared. First round, he freestyled a lot of the round. Ended up choking the second round. And I don't know. He had a lot of fat jokes, which, you know, I don't mind that if you do it right. But, those fat jokes don't hit as hard because he's losing weight. And he tried
Mhm.
to use that against Big T too. Kind of like, you lost like 100 something pounds and you still fat, blah, 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 which could have hit if you did it right, but you just didn't do it right. It's too bad with Bill Collector. Bill Collector had a lot of momentum, especially after Mike P battle.
Yeah,
Um, and it just been downhill since then. He made it to, I mean, he beat None after that, but his battle with Holmesy in the finals was terrible. That was an absolute garbage battle. Like
Yeah,
just
that was very forgettable championship.
yeah, that battle was trash.
Yeah.
And then coming to this battle, he lost like Bill Collector lost all the momentum he had, and he was getting to that top name status because remember he had that Hitman battle like a couple of years ago too that propelled him. I don't know. Sometimes like some of the battlers on the mid tier level, they be right on the cusp of being top tier, and then something happens, they drop the ball.
Did you think Bill Collector could have gotten into top tier for real?
I do because it's a few things, right? Number one, Bill Collector is original. He has his own style. The Hitman altercation kind of hurt him a lot too. Then, he started getting it back. He had the battle with Dre Dennis. Oh, we like you better as a fat on MC World War. That was like a viral moment. That was hilarious too.
Yeah.
Dope. He ended up. Then he had the battle with A Ward. That was a fire battle. You see that Bill Collector A Ward battle?
Yes, I did watch that.
That was a fire battle. Then he got the Hitman battle. Now, I think he got 3. Me personally, I gave it to Hitman 3-0.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But he was good in the battle, and a lot of people got Bill Collector winning that. Even though I disagree, a lot of people in the culture got Bill Collector winning that battle, even though I had winning. Yeah, and then the momentum he had in Ultimate Madness. I mean, he made it to the finals. Like, what if he would have beat Holmesy? They won that 25K.
And it seems like he mailed it in.
Mm-hmm. I know they probably the same group. They probably the Loud Boys or whatever, but
yeah, he should have been way better than he was.
Right.
That wasn't good.
Because Hitman is a big name. That was a major battle. That battle got like a couple million views on RB right now?
It is one of their most views.
I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, I can look at it.
Yeah, I think that was I know it hit at least 1 million. It hit at least a million. Let me see. That's at 3.5 million.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Huh.
3.5 million. If he would have made the right decisions, and he could have won that battle against Holmes, won the tournament, yeah, I think he could have been top tier. Like there's some people that's above him. A lot of people that's higher level than Bill Collector don't have a 3.5 million battle. And that wasn't even on URL. That was on RB, the 3.5. Right. Yeah, I think he had a chance, It is what it is, though.
I just don't think Bill Collector to be consistent enough to actually be top tier.
Right. That's the thing. It's about consistency.
Yeah, his consistency it might be his worst trait.
Right. Because remember, even the battle with him and Rex had a lot of buzz.
Yes, it did.
And that wasn't even on URL.
And that battle turned out pretty good.
Right. Right. So he had a chance, man. Just like sometimes these battles will be right on the edge and just like, no, it's not happening right now. It is what it is, right?
You would have to go on a 3 or 4 battle streak of going over expectations for people to
I think now he's like all the way back to where he was now.
Yeah.
Before all of that. Like taking multiple losses in a row like that, if you're not a top tier, that hurts you.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Only like top names, and this shouldn't be like this either. But only top names can have multiple losses and come back. And you can make the argument if they were fire battles, Bill could still come back. But those battles was not good. His battle against Holmes, he sucked. He was not good against Big T. This was a bad loss. Choked. predictable material, and he wasn't even rapping like Bill usually rap. But like, let me get on Big T for a second. T was cool. I think T is a little bit rusty though, because he haven't battled in a while. He
Right.
has some good material here and there, but at other times it was a little bit too slow. Um, it was like, when these battles come out, I give a full breakdown of them. But like for now, we'll just keep with that. It was a clear 3-0 for Big T. And
That sucks
Big
for Bill.
T. Hmm?
That sucks for Bill. Bill doesn't need that right now.
Yeah, so I don't know what's next for Big T. I know him and Easy was talking, but it seemed like, looked like it's gonna be Easy and Rex, maybe Easy and Swamp. I even seen Easy and Ace battling. It seemed like Easy trying to battle everybody.
Yeah. Easy is really doing his career a lot of favors, and he's manufacturing a lot of momentum. I applaud it.
Because he's been grinding for a while. And easy a lesson, just keep grinding because he's been grinding since 2013. And he just
Right.
now started to blow up a little bit. Before his Cortez battle, nobody was checking for Easy. Then he did good against Cortez. Most people give that battle to him. 3-0. I think Cortez was decent in that battle. It wasn't like Cortez sucked, but like most people give that battle to Easy. Then he had a good battle with Danny. Then he got his opportunity with T-Top and did his thing. So,
Yeah.
in that
And
top
you
tier.
didn't even mention Ultimate Madness, which he did well too. He battled Fonz and Ultimate Madness in the first round. I forget who he battled. But
He battled Dom Marino in the first round, and he beat Dom Marino. That battle with Fonz is interesting because a lot of people got Easy winning that battle.
Right.
I actually had Fonz winning the second and third, though. I thought Easy clearly had.
I always had Fonz winning the battle myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Easy won a lot of people over with that one.
Easy first round was fire. Like he clearly took the first round, but yeah, I did have Fonz winning the second and third though in that battle. But Easy did his thing this year. But so I don't know if it's going to be Easy and if Big T will battle Easy or who next on his or who next. I think this was like a tune-up battle basically. Bill Collector shouldn't be a tune-up. That's the disappointment. He way too talented to be a tune-up battle, but that's what it ended up being. It is what it is.
Man, face-offs are hilarious because like you would never guess that Bill had no material. Like he's talking heavy in the face-off. Face-offs are funny, man. I'm telling you. These night before face-offs, these battle rappers are some interesting people. He went into that battle. Wow.
I know on DNA Station when they had the face off, he bought the boxes of donuts. That was kind of funny. But it doesn't translate to the battle. I mean, Mav had a bar in the Geechi battle, like, I just take your face off is better than the battle. Like Cassidy or something like that, right? And that's the truth because Cassidy face-offs be so fire, but the battles, and that's a whole different thing. We didn't start this station when Cassidy hit Hitman, but that good God, I'm a Hitman fan, but that battle was terrible.
Yeah, really bad.
Like I knew Cassidy wasn't really going to be for me, but like I was really disappointed in Hitman. But like that's a whole different conversation right there.
Yeah. Only thing I'll say about that is I think Hitman was going outside of himself a lot with a lot of different ways that he approached the battle, the promo, and all that. So Hitman needs to get back to being Hitman and not trying to be that the one that actually won the people over against Cassidy. Though I'm gonna be the one to win the people over. No, I think that was Hitman's whole issue with these past few weeks.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I expected a lot more for Hitman, but I give Hitman some slack. Everybody deserves a bad battle once in a while because his last few battles been flamed. The 2-on-2 with him and John versus Clips and Goods was fire. He was spitting he was spitting crazy against Bill Collector lyrically. It wasn't just performance. The performance and the lyrics was crazy against Bill Collector. He 3-0 Rock. He 3-0 Shine to me as well. So, like, these are all over the last few years. So we shouldn't totally be down on Hitman because he had one bad battle, So I'll leave it at that, though. All right. So the main event, Math Hoffa, Brooklyn. Every time I look at you, I want to put a bullet foot in you. Yeah. Versus Geechi Gotti. Excuse up. This
Did
was
you see Jay Farrell's impersonations of both of them?
Was that?
Did you see Jay Farrell's impersonations of both of them?
He did impressions of them?
He did impersonations of both of them. He uploaded.
I gotta see that. Jay Farrell is accurate to impressions too. I gotta see that.
Yeah, no, after the show, you should go watch that because he's good at impressions. Seriously.
Is it on IG?
Yeah, it's on IG.
I didn't even know he was a battle rap fan. That's dope.
Yeah. He's talked about battle rap even in some other interviews. I mean, he's on Jesus and Meryl talking about how he watches battle rap, things like that. So yeah,
he's one of the best with that. Him and Godfrey.
Godfrey watches.
I don't know if he watches battle rap though.
Oh, you talking about impersonations? Yeah, Godfrey's really good.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm going to watch that. I will watch that definitely. So this is interesting because coming into this battle, I thought people were sleeping on Math heavily. I really do. I think our next show, me and you need to have a debate. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Math Hoffa is a legend. I think you feel a little bit differently, right?
Yeah, you saw that, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to have that. I think Math is clearly a legend. Clearly, like for me, is crazy to say Math is not. Even if you don't like him, but that's a debate for some other time. We're gonna have that full debate later. But in my opinion, Math is being slept on in this battle. I think it might be an age difference. I'm a little bit older too, I'll be 37 next month, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the younger fans definitely don't mess with Math at all. It seems like because what you 20 you 20 probably be 21 this year, right?
Yeah, I'll be 21 at the end of the year.
Right. So yeah. I'm glad to do this show with you just because it gives like a little bit of balance of some of the age. Like I'm young, but I'm not young anymore. I'm not, the new generations have their own things they like, all these changes. So that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. People in your age group that's like battle rap now, how do they feel about Math Hoffa?
They don't like him. So if anybody I know that watches battle rap and is not in your age group, they're mid-20s, 25, 26 in my Discord. And people are not fond of Math in that Discord. We don't like him. We think not only is he unlikable, but also he feels like he's meant more to battle rap. Like he feels he means more to battle rap than he really does.
See, this going into the legend talks. Like I have some rebuttals for that, but we'll get into that when we talk about if Math a legend or not. But I'm just gonna say, like, I grew up on Smack DVDs back in the day. I remember when Math battled Iron Solomon. That's when Iron Solomon was that dude. People thought Iron Solomon couldn't be beat. That was a classic battle, but Math took that battle. To most people, I think the consensus is that Math beat Iron when Iron was at his peak. And ever since then, I was started checking out what Math was doing. Like from there to the T-Rex battle, birthing the real talk third rounds. Like, but that's a different discussion. Like I said, we'll get into that later. But I thought Math was being slept on. And the other reason I thought Math was being slept on because he hadn't been on URL in a while. There's literally people that only watch URL,
Yeah.
especially like I think a lot of the newer battle rap fans, especially with caffeine. Um, and Math best battles in the last few years been on other leagues. His solo URL battles last few wasn't really that good. He got 3-0'd by Av. And I think his last solo, no, he had to battle with Snake Eyes. He won against Snake Eyes, but Snake Eyes not a name. But and before the Snake Eyes battle, I think last time he was solo on URL was T Top, and that battle didn't go well either.
Nah, that was another third.
That was Math mistakes because I think his daughter, like I just had a baby. His daughter was born the same day he battled. I don't know how he did that. If he in battle because that day is mad struggle. It's so crazy. Matt probably should have just not took that battle, but I understood he probably didn't want to cancel because that's his first time back in URL. But
Yeah, that was his first time back since the serious situation.
he ended up, I think, choking like all 3 rounds because of that. But as just having the kid, I give him some slack about that. The Av situation, no excuse. It was bad. And the crazy thing is, his 2-on-2 performance has been fired though with him and Cortez.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's crazy because Cortez is not a fan favorite either. But when
right. So yeah, that's a good point. How do they put it together to where their 2-on-2s are way more enjoyed by the consensus than their solo battles, both of them?
Right. I don't know. I don't know. They had their second round versus Verb and Ill Will. Of course, the Millie Rock, people went crazy over that. That was like one of the biggest big room shakers there were.
Yeah, I agree.
That Millie Rock line, and then Math and Cortez versus Ill Will Rum Nitty. That was a fire, both of them because Ill Will and Rum Nitty was spazzy too.
Yeah,
that was just a fire. If y'all haven't watched that, y'all go watch that 2-on-2. That was fire.
I watched that battle multiple times. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a goodie right there. That was definitely a goodie. But people don't really count 2-on-2s, and the last impressions they have on URL was Av. Even though after that he beat Hollow, like I said, a lot of people dismissed that because it was on RBE. Him and Clips had a debatable battle on RBE. I think I kind of edged at the Clips though, to be honest, that battle. But a lot of people got Math winning that battle. It was close. It was definitely a close battle. His battle with Sirius wasn't really that good, but people were just happy they was able to squash beef. And then his battle with Jag too. I had Math 3-0 in Jag. Like a lot of people had Jag when I think it was the shock factor of him not being completely whack. But for me, we get into this in this Geechi battle too. To me, certain angles, if I don't think it's true, it doesn't hit as hard for me. So in that Jag battle, that whole third round, I was just like, I don't really believe that angle is true.
What was the angle that Jag had in the third?
The whole Kiki situation.
Oh, okay. He said you talked about that? Okay. Oh, yeah, Matt walked off the stage, right?
But he came back. But yeah, he was mad about that. He was. I think because of that, people was like, "Oh, he got mass." So Jag bite him. I'm like, no, the material. Math third round was fire. Math third round was way better than that, especially if it's an angle that if you don't think is true. And like a type of person, if I thought that angle was true, I wouldn't even watch a Math battle.
Yeah, right.
Straight up, if I really thought somebody was like that, like, no, I'm not watching you do anything.
I don't think he did it either.
Yeah, that's why I could still watch his channel and stuff. Like, if I actually thought that was true,
think he did.
Yeah, so for me, that's the way I look at it, though. I understand some people just like to be entertained, right? But back to this Geechi battle, I didn't know who was going to win because Geechi never slack. He can get prepared quickly. He's one of the few um, battle rappers that could prepare in a week. All right. So, what was your take on this battle overall, though?
I thought it was a good battle. It was what I expected, and uh, as far as the response to it, I thought, the reason why I put money on it is because I knew that there was gonna be a chance. Like, first off, I knew somebody was gonna take the bet. I knew there were people that were gonna go into this battle and say, you know what, Math could actually pull it off because he was the underdog objectively, and I thought it was gonna be a situation where he actually goes crazy to the point where, like, it's actually a debatable. Now, I don't think it was a debatable battle. I had Geechi winning clearly. Uh, First and second, third, Math did well in the third, and I don't think Geechi. I think Geechi's was forgettable. I forget what was up with Geechi's third, but I definitely had Math winning the third round. First two, we could talk about that first round. I don't think Geechi lost that first round at all. Second round, definitely not. Geechi had some great punches to go with the angle, which is my point about angles. Uh, I want your angle to be true, but no matter what, please have some good punches and you know moments for us to react. Like, have some nice bars about whatever angle you're having, and don't just say that angle. Oh, didn't you do X, Y, and Z? Like, I'm not gonna say, ooh, that's not it. So he added onto the angle as well. He definitely won the second, and I had Geechi winning the first, but it was a good battle. I don't think it seems like Math kind of did himself some favors for well, for for this battle as well.
Yeah. It's interesting. I knew Math wasn't going to win on the caffeine votes, no matter what.
Right.
The caffeine, like that, those fans, they don't mess with Math. Math got his own fan base, but like the caffeine, no. Caffeine hates certain battlers and they love certain other ones. Like another battler that caffeine hate, they absolutely despise Verb. Now, granted, Verb performance against Hustle and Rock were not good, but even before that, like, because I thought Verb performance against DNA was fire. I don't think that was caffeine. That was just the app.
Mm-hmm.
But the app fans as well, they don't really mess with Verb either. I don't think Math had a battle on the app, so I don't know. But I thought Verb was good against DNA. I thought Verb was good against Geechi, and those caffeine fans just don't mess with them. Those fans definitely don't mess with Math. So I knew he would have to clearly body Geechi to win those caffeine votes. And I didn't see that happening. But as far as my opinion, I had Geechi 2-1 as well. But that's on initial watch. Now the battle to me is close enough. On playback, I might change my opinion if I get to see the battle again. Because again, like when I'm watching it for the first time, I like to just to enjoy the battle first, then go back and study it. My initial thoughts was Geechi came out bombing in his first round, like out the gate, came out bombing on Math. Then when Math went, and I know a lot of people is taking off points for him addressing everybody else. I don't necessarily take off points for that. I just wish he would have did it like the shots he took at Surf and Nunu. He still directed those at Geechi, but to me, it was a lot of time spent on goods that he didn't like, goods and DNA that he didn't address towards Geechi. The shots, the way he crafted it with Surf and Nunu, if he would have did that with goods and DNA, I think it would have hit better. And that would have been like, okay, I see what he's doing here. He's taking shots at them, but he still directed it to Geechi. Like, when he said, like, I had your meat hanging out like off
Nunu,
the
guys, yeah, Nunu knees.
That's hilarious. But he directed that at Geechi. And the same thing, like take a third off, like Sue Surf I called it Sue Surf and take the third off.
That was hard.
But it was still directed at Geechi. If he would have did that, like especially like the bottle line with Goods Cologne, but directed that at Geechi, that would have been fired. But you know, that's why the material was fire. I actually liked math material, but it's just like Geechi was bombing on you the whole round. You know, so I edged it. I edged it to Geechi, but again, a lot of people giving math that first round. So I got to go back. I'm going to go back and look at it because I remember liking math material, but I just thought it was just a little bit too much time spent on so many other battle rappers, you know. But
and I agree with your generational thing that you talk about because like the Carly's older and they love what math was doing and like they love math even going into the battle. Yeah, like my peoples and those people it's night and day. Seriously.
Yeah, because on the there's like the hip hop website, the Kali, they got a battle rap section, but most of those battle rap fans, including myself on there, is a little bit older, you know, around my age. Yeah, like we was all messing with math material. Most of us like math, right? Most of us don't co-sign some of the other stuff he be doing a lot of times, which take away, I think, for some of the stuff he be doing. But after his battle raps, his material, we mess with that. But you know, I'm gonna rewatch that. Second round is crazy because I thought Geechi started off slow. You could tell he choked or forgot his material, but when did Geechi become so good at freestyle?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely always has a round where he gets his rebuttal on, and he's good at them.
Very.
There's some people that aren't good at the rebuttals. Yeah, I don't think Danny's good at rebuttals. Typically, I think Danny
rebuttals be hitting though too.
I think they're gonna hit every once in a while, and I'm gonna always give them more credit because they are a rebuttal. But I'm not always going to give them credit, because it's a rebuttal. But Geechi does them well. But I think he needs to work on transitioning from the rebuttal to the rest of the round.
Who, Geechi?
Geechi, because that was like choppy between the two when he was.
I think that's because he got his place in the math battle. But like Geechi been freestyling for a little bit now and rebuttaling. He done got really good at that because most battle rappers would have just jerseyed out. He was able to fight through that. He was able to freestyle his way out of that.
Yeah.
Then once he found his spot, he started bombing on math again. It was the same Kiki angle.
Yeah.
Granted, Geechi did the Kiki angle much better than Jag did.
Okay.
Much better. Especially with the Tupac line, which you think, the Tupac line, like you want to, after rape, you go to the West.
Oh, yeah, right.
That was fire. Like, even though I don't believe that is fire, because I was a youngin when that was going down, but I clearly remember that. So that's like, if you're from my generation, that's like, oh, that hit hard.
That hit hard, right?
That I don't know, for like somebody your age, I don't know if that line would hit as hard for somebody your age.
I definitely heard of that controversy from before. So
yeah, like for people in my generation, we were like, oh, that's fire. That's fire.
And I don't know if people have made bars about that.
Was that?
I don't know if people have made bars about that.
Not because it'd be hard to, because this is the specific situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it had to be a specific situation to really do that like that. So, but that was fire. That was fire, man.
It was.
So, but overall, I don't think the angle is true. So it's like some of the other stuff don't hit as hard. Like when he's saying like, I know you did it. I'm like, you don't know who did it.
Yeah,
That's
it's for battle.
that,
I agree.
that's capping. I don't, especially because Mav and Geechi both said they cool with each other outside this. So I'm like, some of the other ones didn't hit as hard. But that pop line, that was fire. And Mav's second round was cold too though. Like I really liked Mav's second round.
Yeah,
And
it wasn't bad. I remember that. It wasn't
I
bad.
thought he had a chance, but the way he ended the round, it was so awkward. I was like, nah, I gotta give this to Geechi. It was like, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily a choke, but it was a stumble. I think he misplaced his words and he ended it so
Yes.
awkward.
Yes.
That it was like the way he ended it was cringy. It was like real cringe at the end.
That's not how a winner ends his round, you know?
Right. So even though his second round was fire, like the ending really took away from the round. Especially because even though Geechi started off slow, he bombed at the end. He's like from the middle to the end of his round, he was bombing.
Momentum matters.
Was that?
Momentum matters when it comes to like how people are gonna perceive the round. So battlers have to be mindful of that.
True. So I edged the second to Geechi, but again, when I watch it back, I might change my mind. I don't know. We'll see. I think it was close enough. Third round, I thought both of their third rounds was pretty good. Geechi he went back to the classic Geechi thirds. When I say classic, not that was a classic round, but like his classic material, his third round, like the street stories and his homies this, and you know how he does in the third. It was a lot of that, but one bar that stuck out to me was like you certify your spot with gorillas. I had paramedics beating on your chest. That was
the other one I liked was his pallbearers. He's gonna have his boys be his pallbearers. They raised him better than his mother did. That was hard.
Yeah. That was another one. That was another one. He had a few of them. And I forgot what round. I gotta give credit to Geechi in this. Mav says something during his round, and like Geechi just started freestyling that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say a whole bunch of disrespectful stuff because like the way he did it was fire. Geechi, he think quick on his feet.
Yeah, he does.
Like he's dope. Geechi is dope. But when he was done, I thought the round was beatable though. He had a couple haymakers, but I was just like, this round is beatable. And Math went. I was concerned at first because he started off with jokes. And I was just like, it's okay. The jokes was okay, but I'm like, dude, been bombing on you for 3 rounds. Like,
it better be funny.
Get to it. But then I like the angle he took, even though that angle has been done before. But somebody like me who's socially and politically aware of stuff that's going on, I appreciate that message, even though you could say it's the same. It's similar to what he did with Jag in his third round. And Verb touched on the Crip stuff a little bit when him and Geechi battled. But this was probably the best that's been done in all those angles. I really like the fact that Map is bringing awareness to some of the laws that's out there when it comes to gang indictments. Like they've been having these all-in laws for a while too. Like when it comes to gang activities, so a lot of people don't even think about it or even know about that. They see it seems like every other rapper is blood or a Crip, right? Especially blood, right? Every other rapper is a gangbanger, so affiliated with some type of gang, and like that, I glad somebody is bringing awareness to that. So shout out to Math to do it for doing that. But this is bad, right? You still have to do it in a dope way. I think Math did pull it off in a fire way in battle form. similar to the way B Dot do it, but he did it in his own style or his own style. It was even funny that Geechi was calling him Hoffa Dot.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was kind of funny, but like I had Math clearly taking the third.
I agree.
Yeah, dope battle. This battle have a lot of replay value.
Yeah, I will watch it again. I agree with that for sure. Definitely, I will go back to it.
Now, were you surprised when Surf came out there and said this was a top tier battle?
No, I wasn't surprised by that.
I was kind of surprised by that because I thought he would say that was a good battle, but Geechi clearly won. You know how he do it, man.
Yeah,
I know they don't have real beef or anything like that, but I was a little bit surprised he did that.
I think Surf, he wants to go towards being more like the professional host. When it's time to actually give opinions, then he would do that. But I think right after a battle ends, he's conscious of the fact that it's not the time, not right then and there. Though I think that if he really felt, if he feels that Geechi won clearly, he would have no issue telling Math somewhere else, or being on caffeine, telling him, anywhere else in a face off or something like that, but not right then and there.
All right. So I think that's pretty much wrap up the event. The event wasn't all that. But URL give us multiple events per month, so I'm not too mad about that, especially because this is free.
Mm-hmm.
Now the RBE event where it was like $50 to pay. And no shots to ARP and RBE too, because they've been putting on for years for us as well. Giving us solid, very good events for years. But that max out card wasn't it. I was disappointed with a lot of the battles. It's not the league fault, but some of those battlers didn't come through.
Man, I got a question.
What's that?
How many bars can you name that are worse than Pulverized?
Maybe. Okay, it's a debate between Pulverized. Earn and Ash was pretty bad.
Ash was really bad.
Pulverized might be worse though.
But yeah, if we talking about bars that are on the echelon of Pulverized, you could say Earn and Ash.
What about Umbrella?
Umbrella. It's gotta be something else. Other airballs. Oh, Hitman had this terrible Jackson Joe bar against
Surf. I remember that.
That was really bad. People don't remember it.
Yo, save this material. This is a whole other debate right here. We're gonna do this. We gonna do this a whole other. I remember that too. He did the Billie Jean. And the funny thing, did you see Jazz's face when he did that?
Nah, I didn't see it. I don't remember.
Yeah, go back to that and look the way Jazz looked at him. She was like, usually she makes the Jazz face, but this was a bad Jazz face. Like, what did you do?
It takes a lot to get a bad Jazz face.
The wake niggas up early. I'm a rooster. That's up there too.
Oh God. Yo. No, he had another bar, that battle. He said it don't even amaze mice.
Verb.
Yeah, because Verb will get in his rhyming bag, and he said, man, that shit don't even amaze mice. What?
What's crazy though? I still have Verb winning that battle.
Everybody does.
I think he lost the third round because after he said the rooster bar, I just totally checked out of that round. I was like, all right. But the Verb was spazzing those first two rounds against John though.
I'm gonna watch that battle again because
I remember the first two rounds. But that rooster bar, the third, like But Pulverized, that might be. We gonna come up with the list. We gonna rank them. That might be number one overall. Earn Nash is really bad.
Yeah.
What was worse about Earn Nash? The crowd cheered that BS. That was terrible.
And the thing with Pulverize is RBE as a crowd doesn't boo people unless it's a situation with a Mook battle or a Cassidy battle. where people are really invested in making sure that somebody will win or lose. I think the RB is usually a very encouraging environment. Show off takes a lot of pride in RBE. Show off had a bad battle overall, but they were holding back the boos until he said pulverized. Dude, I bust out laughing. I never laughed so hard during a battle.
Because the most he said pervert rise.
What are you talking about? People don't even make bars like that anymore. So I'm just disgusted.
Yeah, that was really bad. I can't think of too many bars worse than that. Maybe it's some, you know what? Maybe I gotta go back and watch some really bad battles.
Yeah, I know. The ones that we try to forget.
Yeah, but that's an all-time classic. Like I didn't even boo. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I laughed. I wasn't mad at first. I laughed.
I laughed because he was dead. He was dead serious about that too.
He thought it was gonna hit. Oh,
that was hilarious. But anyway, like before we get out of here, right? We're gonna do another show on Ultimate Madness 3. But out of the names that's on here, who do you have winning? You have, Sway Seva, you have Prep, you have KCJ, you have Twerk, Yossi G, Drugs, T-Top, Jackboy Maine, Rum Nitty, Sirius Jones, Riggs, Geechi Gotti, Jerry West, Swamp, Cortez, Official. Who do you have taking this thing? And another show, we're going to break down each individual match coming up.
Okay. I predict the winner would be, I would say three possible names. T-Top could be the champion at the end of this.
He did win UFS.
Next name, I will say, hold on, let me hit it. Oh, Prep and Swave. Nah, I doubt it.
Prep can freestyle though.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
That's the X factor. And you remember nobody, remember the last two Ultimate Madness, if it stayed true to form, I don't think people was predicting Fonz to win.
Right.
Most people wasn't predicting Fonz to win, and most people wasn't predicting. Well, nobody predicted Holmesy to win. He was like number 16 out of 16. He ended up winning.
He wasn't supposed to make it out the first round. He battled Loso in the first round. He was the underdog.
Right. And truth be told, I think he lost a lot of those battles, but he got the judgment, to be honest. Actually thought he lost against. Well, no, I think he did edge EK. He edged EK. I thought he lost against Danny.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Danny beat him. But it is what it is.
So yeah, you know what? It's tough for me to make three possible names. I guess Prep will be in my top three.
You know what? As much as people don't like him and he looks crazy right now, Sirius Jones is another one that can freestyle.
I don't think he's beating Romney because they have more than 2 weeks for this round one. Everybody has more than 2 weeks.
The thing, we'll get into this a little bit later, but I think people that can freestyle and heavy punchers do have an advantage. Nitty is a heavy puncher, so that could work for him because you got a short amount of time to come up with material. But Nitty have choked in the past too. So Gotti, I think, could definitely take it because he can freestyle. He can come up with material very quick. That's what I'm looking at. How quick can you come up with material, and can you freestyle? And what's the style? Like somebody like Suede, a heavy angler, I don't think it's going to do good. Top is a heavy angler. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I know he won the Ultimate Match, but that was a few years ago. I don't know how quick.
Different style with that one as well too.
He did. Remember, that's when he was talking about more generic, just drug stuff. It wasn't really coming at people like that. I don't know. I think he's gonna smoke Jack Boy. No, that's what I do.
I agree with that.
Twerk, I can't say Twerk because he too choke porn.
But he's adjusted to short-term prep. So he's done battles with 12 hours of preparation, right before the battle. So if 2 weeks, I'm not too worried. But he's a wild card and he can easily choke.
Definitely. And even when he don't choke, sometimes the stops and the stumbles, non-clean performances, that's gonna hurt. I expect him to get past the first round though, because he got KCJ, and I'm assuming that. Yeah,
I don't think Casey does anything better than Twerk.
Me either. And I like KCJ too, but I just think that's a bad match for her.
Yeah, it's like she uses a lot of aggression in her bars. Like she will buck at somebody. The way she did Swamp and the way she's done like plenty of people. Who she do on that Queen of the Ring card?
Coffee Brown, not Queen of the Ring.
No,
she did have Coffee.
It was like Watch Her Throne. The card
where I know you talk about.
Who did she battle? This girl. The girl didn't want to rap.
Who did she battle? I don't remember who she bodied. I remember exactly who she talking about though.
Miss Merck.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that is right. I don't know. We'll see. But if I had to make a guess right now, I would say I think Geechi is a heavy favorite.
I like that Geechi choice.
I think Geechi is a heavy favorite. Prep is a dark horse because of his freestyle ability.
I agree with that.
Even though Prep is not even one of my favorite rappers at all, but the fact that he can freestyle, he have punches.
I have Prep definitely winning this round one.
You do. You got him beating Swave?
Yeah, for sure. So he just get past them. I don't know how the bracket shapes up. I think he would have to see Twerk in the next round. So that'll be a tough one. But depending on how that goes, let's say he get past Twerk. I mean, it's gonna be tough for Prep. There are some heavy hitters in this tournament. I forgot Geechi was one of the names.
Who did they say who the judges are yet?
No, and that is gonna matter.
That's gonna matter a lot because if it's a tie, and if it come down to the caffeine votes, that's gonna go against a lot of rappers.
Yes,
a lot of battle rappers. And depending on who the judges are, that's going to make a big difference. So, but we'll see. We're going to talk about this more later on this week. But you got anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Man, I mean, I'm glad COVID's kind of ending slowly but surely. People are starting to get out a bit more. Just stay safe.
Another discussion about battle too.
Yeah.
And the return of the crowds. That return of the crowds, that's the thing for battle rap or not.
Right. Well, it's good overall money wise. I think money would be the biggest reason why.
We'll get
battle quality, that's another discussion.
We're gonna get into that too.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing else. I thought it was a good show.
Great show. Make sure you subscribe, share. We definitely going to grow this channel, brand new channel. A1, Peace.